Recording. All right. We have with us the Stevensons. Last semester, there was an incident where we discovered that there was a student, a male student, that had been using what's, I guess, 60 Minutes is calling software to nudify people, taking regular photos off of Facebook and Instagram or wherever and creating fake nudes of the different students. Y'all's family were the brunt a part of this. Talk just a little bit about how y'all found out about it, and then let's talk about where we go from here.
Lucy, why don't you tell them, because you were the one who first got there.
So we found out one night, and we got like a video sent from someone, and my friend was like, "Hey, I'm in this. I've heard that we're all in this. I want to go to the police." And I was like, "Okay." And she's like, "I want you to come with me." I was like, "Okay." So I got my parents and we went to the police, but it was just, I don't know, we just got the video, and my friend was in, there were like 6 pictures that were swiped through, and my friend was in like 2 of them.
It was taken from another student, a male student's phone, that he had those on his phone, and that a girlfriend or a friend had made a video of what was on the phone. Is that in essence?
Yeah, understanding is what she's been charged. The allegations are that he had a phone that had still photos that had been altered to make these young women naked, and that she screen recorded his phone flipping through the photos.
Filmed his phone using her phone.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But that's why it's a video.
Right.
A video of somebody flipping through photos. And then she sent that out to a number of people.
All those photos were taken from Instagram. The boy followed all these girls on Instagram. They're all peers. They all knew each other. It was, somebody they all knew. And so he just took these photos that they had posted to their own accounts of them fully clothed, and he had used the app and changed them. And so
did it circulate anywhere outside of, as far as y'all know, just within the victims and the perpetrator's phone?
I think it was sent just to some group chat. Like some of the people who were in the video or in the pictures were in the group chat, and some people weren't. And then those people probably sent it to other people, because my friend got it from her boyfriend. So
it did circulate outside of just the victims.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's part of the legal issue there with the one girl who did circulate it.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And law enforcement could not ever find any evidence that that this young man had ever forwarded it, and so that was part of the legal issue involved with that when they were trying to make their decisions as to what they were doing.
So what was the talk at school about it?
It was weird. I mean, we just had an incident with our principal, and so we were all like, just
assistant principal.
Yeah, assistant principal.
Right.
And then this happened, and we're like, wow, that's kind of crazy. I don't know. It was probably the topic for a couple days, because the girl who sent the stuff went to our school. She's a senior at PHS. She might do online now. I'm not really sure, because she hasn't been at school. But yeah, we talked to one of the resource officers at our school. I know her from like church stuff. So we went to her and talked to her about it, and then she helped us with other stuff.
So how did the school system handle it?
I know they were both taken out of class. He went to a different school, and then they were both taken out of class.
So he wasn't in the same school that you are? Okay. Not anymore. Okay.
He transferred halfway through to a different school and then to another school.
Okay. So did they get disciplined? Well, how's the school district?
They keep those things confidential.
Oh, okay.
There's rumors, but we don't know for sure what happened. They haven't shared with us.
Now, did the different parents get involved and talk about what was going on?
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about those conversations.
A lot of anger, and really, I think when state attorney's office goes to make decisions about what they're going to make as far as sentencing, they're going to find there's a wide variety of opinions over what should be done. But there was a lot of anger that our daughters could be victims of someone doing this, and that there's an app out there that allows people to do this.
Right.
And thirdly, that it doesn't seem that the law has kept up with the technology.
Well, and then I think it's gosh should be some sort of concern that that have the photos been destroyed. I mean, are they still out there somewhere?
We have no idea.
The only thing that we know for sure is still there is the video,
Mhm.
because people had the video, but we don't know.
Yeah, the
about-
original phone.
Yeah, we
Right.
I don't know if they had the original phone. I'm not sure.
And there's nothing from law enforcement. They've taken the phone or destroyed the documents or done it, or
No.
well, it's still evidence, I guess. But
Yeah, I don't think law enforcement ever got possession of the phone.
mhm. the in looking at this, I've seen the different stories. When you look at the stories that have been done locally on this, what's missing in those stories, other than naming the victims and naming the person?
I don't know. One of the things that is frustrating is that they've changed the law. They've tried to change the law so that it is, like I said, is kept up, but it's only distribution, and the law does not allow for somebody creates it, and that's the problem. That's why they can't prosecute this kid, because he created it, but they can't prove he distributed it. So that's the thing. What and the sense of frustration that these girls did the right thing. This is not a stranger. This was not, we told them, we taught them, you don't have somebody follow your social media accounts that you don't know. This is somebody they knew who just took everything, and they did it over and over and over and over. A couple of pictures you could see, I don't know, a kid experimenting with something, but they did it over and over and over with lots of pictures. And then they, and anybody could do this. These apps have weird stuff that they can, manipulate it to do, and they could take anybody's photo and do it. And it's really hard for law enforcement to track it down. But those things, they just don't need to. It's unbelievable that they exist.
Yeah, and I think what was real surprising to people was being a lawyer, and having done a lot of been a prosecutor and criminal defense lawyer, I understood the law on it, but that doesn't mean that it's necessarily right or fair, which is that most of these girls were under the age of 18. And so one of the questions parents had, well, is this child pornography, right? And the issue is really it goes back to that kind of fundamental Supreme Court question, what is pornography, right? These were still photos. It doesn't appear that any of them were suggestive sexual behavior, so it doesn't make it child pornography. However, this app can create things into pornography, right? There are certain types of shots that it can create by manipulating things that
And the
doesn't
person
appear that was done here, by the
Right.
way, right? But this app is a real problem, and the fact that you can not just undress somebody, but you can put them into sexual poses or doing things, then somebody can create child pornography, not just regular pornography, right? But can create child pornography with it. And people pay money for this. I mean, these are on app platforms that people can download.
It seems to me one of the things would be like just a sense of you don't get to control your image. This is something that you took a photo or you had taken of you with you and your friends, and you lose the right to your own image.
Yeah. It's the opposite of name, image, and likeness, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of times, I think when it was first brought to the attention of some folks, they're like, these things don't, they look very much like a real person. It doesn't look like somebody's head posted on somebody else's body. It's not, you could not tell the difference between, it being a real photo and a fake. They're very, very realistic. And they're, that's problematic.
So where do we go from here? I know y'all have talked a little bit among yourselves and with some others about the possibility of looking at the law.
Yeah, well, that's what, one, I saw the 60-minute special and saw that the feds are looking at it. And one of the next steps will be to pen a letter to a couple of the people in Congress who are trying to work to keep up with the law, but also, sitting down with, some of our local legislators and meeting with them and telling them, listen, Florida was one of the first countries in the nation to have what they call a deep fake. What did I say?
You said country, state.
State. Yeah.
One of the first states in the country to have a law about these types of. It really started off as revenge porn,
Right.
type laws, and so Florida's was ahead and probably still is ahead of a lot of states. But as technologies develop, we learned that the law hasn't kept up. And like Carrie was saying, people shouldn't be able to create these at all. They really shouldn't. And I think just possessing these images should be criminal, and converting them without somebody's permission, because what the law says is it's illegal to do this without somebody's permission and then send it out maliciously, right? Why not just say it's illegal to do it without somebody's permission?
Right.
Yeah. So that's the next step. Trying to go after these apps. We can't change the decisions law enforcement has made. We spent a lot of time talking with law enforcement about their rationale for it, and haven't done criminal defense for a long time. If the crime isn't on the books, I don't want somebody charged for something that's not a crime.
Right.
Right. That said, this shouldn't happen to anybody else, and if somebody else does this again, they should be criminally prosecuted.
Well, and then particularly, I think in any case, because you not just, but if it involves minors, there's got to be, because we've already, we put limits on how all, kids, whether they can have Facebook accounts now or social media accounts. This is much worse than any of that. And so, but yeah, and you sit here and you think about it. Yeah, as a parent, that has got to be, it's got to feel like a violation. I mean, just, your image, your social media, it's got to be scary somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're just posting pictures on our Instagram.
Right,
And that's
right.
just-
And then this happens. Right. And, well, thank y'all for doing this. I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Rick, for helping publicize.
About that.